The next question. The next question. What is wrong with me? Okay. Shut it. The next question is your favorite film to TV adaptation. Nuts. Okay. Anne of Green Gables by... Hello people, this is Sonali, the Melodramatic Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with the mid-year book Freakout tag. A tag that I have done for every year that I've been on BookTube, so I thought why not do it this year as well. So this tag is basically so that we can freak out about how 6 months have flown by so fast and how many books there are on our TBRs that we need to read. Like, I have 345 books on my TBR, the books that I have to read, including the physical copies and the ebooks. And I still buy more because I am a book hoarder and I have no regrets. But yeah, sometimes it feels like my TBR is out to get me. It's like waiting outside my door, waiting for me to, take a wrong step, and then it'll just fall on me and it'll kill me or something. That's why I don't put books on my bedside table, because I need to be very careful. Anyway, that aside, let's just get on with this tag and let me share with you all the deep personal secrets that I have been harboring over this past half year. I've never been so happy to see a year fly by so fast as I have been happy to see 2020 fly by so fast. The first question is the best book you've read so far this year, and I have multiple answers for this, obviously. So the first one is not this. House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is Sarah J. Maas's newest series. It's called Crescent City and I absolutely love it. I mean, I didn't know that I could cry like this at an 800-page fantasy novel, but I cried, and that feeling that clenches at your heart, that is my favorite feeling. I will cry any number of times. But I must also thank Bloomsbury India for sending this book to me and for having me on the Bookstagram tour for this book, and I had so much fun doing it. Fight Like a Girl by Clementine Ford. This is raw, this is fierce, this is amazing. It calls out patriarchy and it does a bunch of other stuff that you should read to find out what it's all about. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I have 2 books because I did not realize that this book has only the first part and not, I think it's Good Wives, the second part of this is so precious. I absolutely love this book. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I read this book. It's such a beautiful take on a relationship. I absolutely love the characters. I don't know how to put it, but Colleen Hoover has a way with words, and she knows how to, reach deep into you and touch that part of you that you think nobody else can actually touch. And I ugly cried like a baby. I'm sitting there reading and I'm like that automatically, put it into my favorites list of this year. The next question is the best sequel you've read so far this year, but I have not read many sequels. I don't think I have read any sequels this year. I'm really not sure. So my answer will be none. The third question is a new release that you haven't read yet but really want to, and that has to be Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and it breaks my heart to see that it isn't available in India at the moment. Even if it is available, obviously import charges and all, it's like a bomb. And I'm like, see, first of all, it's not available in India. Second of all, even if I want to order from Book Depository, I'm ready to shell down the amount that they're demanding. But yes, even if I want to order from there, Corona is like, no bro, I'm not going to let them order to your place, so you just stay. You're not going to read that book for a long time now. And I'm like The fourth question is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and that has got to be The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I read Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig earlier this year. I think it was in January that I read it, and oh my god, he writes so beautifully. And he's one of my favorite people on social media because of how level-headed, how amazingly he writes. And to see that his new book is coming soon. I think it's coming in September if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully by then corona will calm down and things will go back to normal, people will recover and all that, and I will be able to get my hands on this. I mean, I don't want to pre-order it because I don't know what the situation is going to be at that moment. The next question is your biggest disappointment, and I think it's very obvious what my biggest disappointment is because I talked a lot about it on social media, on Instagram, and I even made a rant review about it on YouTube. I mean, I probably can see why people love it, but it was just not for me. It annoyed me so much. Okay, and the book I'm talking about is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I loved The Night Circus so much and I was expecting this to be something on those lines, but no, we are not going to do Night Circus. We are going to do The Starless Sea and we are going to make people read the book twice to understand it. I mean, there are a lot of metaphors and a lot of such stuff, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense, dude. I was so heartbroken for a long time because this didn't work for me. But I'm like, okay, not all books are for everyone. You don't have to sound so bitter about it. And then that voice in my head said, I'm not bitter, you're bitter. Like, it's 5-year-old. The next question is your biggest surprise. And boy, oh boy, this book was so good. And that book is Tigers Not Daughters by Samantha Mabry. This has a hint of supernatural in it. It's not a hint, like it's there, it's proper, it's there. And as I listened to this book, I was so spooked out. I listened to this book on Libro FM and it was so atmospheric, it creeped me out. I listened to it at night and I was like, you know, you're a dumbass. You should not be listening to books like this in the night, especially if you get spooked so easily. But I love this book so much and I feel like everybody should read it. Please, more people read this, especially if you are into the supernatural kind of stuff and you want a book to make you emotional, then go and read this. What are you waiting for? The next question is your favorite new author or an author that is new to you. And I have a list of such authors, bro. Matt Haig, Reasons to Stay Alive, brilliant. Clementine Ford, Fight Like a Girl, amazing. Chef's kiss. And then Robert Dugoni, My Sister's Grave. It's the first in the Tracy Crosswhite series and that's the only one I've read so far, but he writes amazingly well. I was like, what is going on? Tell me more. And then Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. I absolutely loved it. And then there's Colleen Hoover. I read Confess and All Your Perfects and I cried both times. That's all I'm going to say. So these are the authors new to me this year that I fell in love with. They are few of my favorite authors. The next question is your newest fictional crush, and I don't even have to think. I know it. Hunt Athalar from Crescent City. But anyway, the last 2 years I used to be like, I don't have that big of a fictional crush. I'm okay. I don't want to answer this question. This year it's like no competition at all. Hunt Athalar is my newest fictional crush. Go do what you want to do. The next question is your newest favorite character, and I have 3. Hunt Athalar from Crescent City, obviously, because I have raved so much about him, like. And then there's Jo from Little Women and Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. I really want to say Jane Bennet, and Jane is very sweet. I really love her character, but Liz has that sass. Like, you don't mess with me. She's that kind of person, like Jo, and I love them. The next question is a book that made you cry, and I have 4 answers for this. One is House of Earth and Blood, the first in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. I cried like a baby at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the night. The second is When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. Oh my god, it's gut-wrenching. It's such a heartbreaking story, and to read in Paul Kalanithi's own words as to how he inched closer towards his death, my god, that was something else. I'm still getting goosebumps. Oof. The third one is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. Like, I bawled, ugly cried. It was like 7:38 and I had my coffee with me. I'm sitting all huddled up, the book open like this, and I'm like and this is just an understatement. And then the fourth book is The Mercies by Kiran Millwood Hargrave. It is a combination of the Salem witch trials, the things that happened around the Salem witch trials in Vardø, a Norwegian island, and it's a love story. Has a female-female relationship, and I'm like, why do you have to make me cry like this? The next question is a book that made you happy, and I can, without any doubt, I can just go and pick this book again. This one, Fight Like a Girl. It made me so happy to see Clementine Ford write about what is wrong with the world in how it treats women, and I have always thought what she has written in this, how is it fair for people to do this and then get away with it? And I'm like, okay, someone understands. I mean, there are a lot of people who understand, but nobody has ever put it in words like this. They might have put it in words, but this is raw, this is fierce, this is, oh my god, it makes you want to punch a wall. The next question is your favorite book to film adaptation, and that is Little Women. Oh my god, I adored the film. I mean, Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet are perfect. They are perfect as Jo and Laurie, and Florence Pugh and Laura Dern as Marmee. You couldn't have gotten a better star cast, and to top it all off, there's Emma Watson. Okay, the movie was amazing. Like, Greta Gerwig is a genius and she should have been nominated, but she wasn't, and I am still salty about it. The next question is your favorite video you've made this year, and I have two. One is the reader shaming video. It was technically not filmed this year. I filmed it last year when we were in Melbourne, but I put it up this year, so I'm going to consider that as this year's video. I have been wanting to make that video for a long time, and I finally got to doing it, and I really like how it came out, so I think that's one. And then the second one is the collaboration video that I put together along with a number of other women booktubers and bookstagrammers for International Women's Day. I absolutely love it. I love how it came out, and I'm still so happy to see so many women on booktube and bookstagram agreed to, you know, participate in this and to come together for this. The next question is the most beautiful book you've either bought or received this year, and I have two answers for that. One is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, House of Earth and Blood Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, and this was sent to me by Bloomsbury India, and I can never be thankful enough, and more so because I really love this book. So this is one. And the second book is Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy. This is a Penguin cloth-bound edition, and I bought it off Amazon, and I absolutely love it. Just look at the cover, how beautiful. I mean, the last question is what are some books that you need to read before the end of the year, and I have a bunch. Like I said, I have 345 books on my TBR, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a small bunch of them, like the ones on my 20 books that I want to read in 2020 list. I have the list on my phone, so I'll read out the books that I have to read from that list for you, and one is Kafka on the Shore, which I'm reading at the moment, so hopefully I'll finish it by mid-July or something, because it's taking some time to read. I mean, it's not a difficult book, it's easy to read, but it's just, you just can't breeze through it. And then there's The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan, Latitudes of Longing by Shubhangi Swaroop, Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renee Edo Lodge, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, and then there's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. But there are also other books like The Six of Crows duology, Midnight's Children, the Tracy Crosswhite series, completing the Millennium trilogy, because I've read the first one, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I really want to read the other two as well. And then there's Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Hotel by Arthur Haley, Aurora Rising and Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and J. Christoph. Then there's Camp by Elsie Rosen, The Moment of Lift by Melinda Gates, The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, and then there's Purple Hibiscus by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, the library book by Susan Orlean, Fingersmith by Sarah Waters, How We Fight for Our Lives by Saeed Jones, A Burning by Megha Majumdar. Like, there are so many more. Like, I have a bunch of books. So that was my mid-year book freak out tag. As you can see, I freaked out a lot about you know, the half the year being over and so many books remaining for the next half of the year. And I did get through 71 books so far of the 104 goal that I had kept for myself, but there's a long way to go. So what did you think of this video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Which books of these have you read? Which books are you planning to read for the next half of 2020? Which books are you anticipating the most? Which books are you loving? Which books are you reading? What are you planning to do for the rest of the year? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please like it and share it to spread the word. And if you like my content and would like to see more from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and click on the bell icon beside the subscribe button to get notified as and when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and add melodrama to your life.